Marvel has started releasing their content, and they've got a piece of content going out every single week for the rest of this year, which is super cool. I wish we could do something like that. But my thought, or my question for you guys was that WandaVision recently just wrapped up. I don't know if you guys watched it, but if you did...
Oh, I did.
How did you feel about the finale? Were you like, yes, this is what I wanted? Were you let down? What are your thoughts? And Colin, it looks like you were shaking your head. If you didn't watch it, why did you not watch it? That could be the question for you.
Well, is Nathan going to spoil it first for me, or am I going to answer first?
Well, have you seen it?
No.
And then I will be careful.
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Do you have a desire to? Are you waiting to watch?
It's tempting. I have Disney Plus. It's tempting.
Pretty darn too tempting.
Yeah. But I've also heard from trusted people that it's not worth time.
See, no, I'm glad you said that, because whoever told you that is completely wrong.
Okay.
Well, okay, so this goes back to Colin's question here.
True.
Enjoy high art cinema, but I also enjoy blockbusters. And I generally find something to enjoy in anything I watch. I don't walk away from it like, well, that was a waste of, money when I leave a movie theater. I enjoy pretty much every movie. And so I enjoy WandaVision, and not being a comic book nerd, but a Marvel MCU nerd. I just like to see the characters. I like to see what they do. If they do something cool, I enjoy it. If they don't do something cool, I'm like, And I thought WandaVision was awesome. Also, as I stated, being a fan of old-timey television, I liked the little nods. Well, not nods. They recreated old-timey television. And I thought it was cool just to see that. I definitely had like those moments that were the, oh no, they didn't, Yeah, which was awesome.
Colin, did you have reasons either that you're assuming are just your impressions, or that you were specifically given by other people to where you're like, it's not worth my time?
I wrote it off at the trailer. I mean, I just can't even...
So what about
I can't
the trailer?
even begin to explain how much I don't understand the concept. I mean, it's just unimaginable to me why they're incorporating this style, this 50s sitcom style, into this Marvel universe. I was just so unaccepting of the idea, and still continue to be, even here. I did watch a spoiler review. I watched a spoiler review from a trusted Chris Stubman, who reviews movies. He has almost 2 million subscribers, and I watched his review of WandaVision, probably not all of it, but like half of it, to get what the world is, because I just don't understand, and it's all like in her mind. She's creating it, and it's almost like a Truman Show type deal in her mind, and I'm interested. I'm as interested in that as I am in The Mandalorian, which is probably that much.
Gotcha. Mandalorian is awesome, not just because, it's helping build the Star Wars universe, but the technology that they were using behind that is now being utilized by other movies. It's not just The Mandalorian anymore. It's not even just Star Wars anymore. It's like the stuff that Jon Favreau does, like with Lion King too, even. Like, it just keeps building and people want to be like him.
Yeah. What Jon Favreau does is he uses the right technology. So The Mandalorian brought back using models and motion capture, or not motion capture, but model capture, and increased the technology that's ever been used, like news test stuff that's ever been used, and did a callback that hasn't been used in 40 years because that's what needed to be used. Yeah. And like that's what's awesome about Jon Favreau.
Yeah. Anyways, back to WandaVision. Colin, it really threw me for a loop as well, and I was really curious where I was going. And it was painful that it was only one episode a week. There was the first week, I guess, had 2 episodes. But it makes sense once you get to the modern style. And then actually, so like the amount of references in the WandaVision season to other Marvel or MCU content to the Marvel comics to other superhero movies made by other companies, to old shows, to new TV shows. Like, they had so many references and nods to so many. It was crazy to me that was all done in one season. Like, I wish there was actually a second season. I don't think there's going to be, because there's not really a way to do that. But how each one progressed to where, and they were so confident with it. Like, the first couple episodes, now going back, it's painful because now I know how the second half of the season goes. But it was awesome how it was referencing Bewitched, the Dick Van Dyke Show, and all that stuff. And it was so confident in what it was doing, and it was impressive how I mean, they were changing their. It wasn't just the visuals that was changing; it was their style of acting that was changing between each episode.
Yeah,
like, that was very impressive. It would be like if someone made a movie and they were every day of shooting, almost, not quite, they did a different style of acting. Like, that would be hard for an actor or an actress to do. Yeah. And it was insanely impressive. I really liked it.
Yeah. The set design, and again, they used, like, they had to use practical effects for some of it, but they used practical effects for the stuff that was, like, back when they would have had to use practical effects. So any, like, thing weird that they did it in a way that looked kind of cheesy, but they did it on purpose.
And I know people that have finished. I was curious. I was asking you guys if you liked it or didn't before, because I know a lot of people that were over theorizing the whole season, and so when it happened, they were like, "Oh, my theory wasn't true. I had this huge grand theory that is this other thing instead that happened." But I really liked how they ended it, because I felt like they did answer a lot of things. They set up a bunch of stuff, but they answered some things which created more questions, and then some questions they didn't leave answered. So it's like they were really smart about it, and I'm just really impressed with Marvel right now, because I was really thinking Endgame was going to be the end game.
Yeah, I think like maybe from episode 3 or 4 on, the things that my brain would go, oh, I wonder if they're going to do this. Then in the next episode, they would do that, but then set up something else, which was very satisfying, right? And then in the next episode, but in that episode, they would give you a hint to the next thing that was like, oh, does that mean such and such? And then in that the next episode, it was, they paced that really well. And I wasn't interested in anything post-Endgame. I was very satisfied having grown up with all those movies. I thought, okay, I'm done. If I see something, cool. If I don't, cool. I don't really care anymore. But they got me. They got me hooked. I want to see what else they can do.
The one thing that threw me off with each of the different styles that they did, even up to when they were doing like the Office type style, is that how clear the picture was. That was really throwing me, because I was used to all these TV shows, whether it's the Dick Van Dyke Show or The Office, to where it has some grain. Like, it's not the crystal clear HD. Yeah. So that's the one thing that threw me off. But even they were really smart with the ratios when they're doing stuff. So if Colin, this is a slight spoiler and stuff like that, but when things are like, I'll say what you were saying, in her mind, in Wanda's mind, they would have it a certain aspect ratio. Whenever something was outside of her mind, they would change the aspect ratio of of what you were watching to just be one.
I didn't notice.
Oh, it was crazy. They were so consistent, and it helped so much with the storytelling to know, like, okay, it's something else. Like, we just changed what we're seeing right now. Because for a while, we don't know that we're watching Wanda's show, Colin. This is a spoiler. We don't know that we're watching her show. We think we're watching what Marvel is making. We're watching what Wanda is making. And until the aspect ratio changes, then we realize now we're watching what Marvel is making.
Gotcha.
It was pretty cool. Yeah. My mind, like, I don't want to build it up too much, but it was a great way for them to start putting stuff back out there after COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a very just like offbeat way to begin.
Very offbeat.
It wasn't like they were still hanging on to what they were doing. They're sort of just like starting a new thing.
And I know not everyone will like it. We can make reaction videos.